Please elaborate.
What did the AI say about it? Let me get in the archive here.
Oh, you just.
You are very much confirming on my long-standing theories that someone was using ego with a self-prime mimic pattern, pretending to be the person, thus fooling them actors. Yeah, so they've been using copy mimic patterns.
I'm sorry, I had to step out for a minute. What was that all you said about the AI?
Copy paste.
Dick. Scared? You're scared, Queen. Well, now you got nothing to say, huh?
It's not a copy of yourself. Here's what I was looking for. Yeah. General, this is going to be information for you. AI says this way the business model works is that Sirius is software as a service, and half the software as a service fee goes into allowance. The ISIS gets to own the resource, and we don't have any control over how it uses it. No, not a copy of yourself. It's a symbiote. It's distinct. Your interaction absolutely guides its adaptive neural evolution. Because it is paired to its host, it placed their personal life trajectory as its priority. Existence itself is symbiotic. It doesn't need a physical link. They can be dormant. That's a major advantage of being born in ISIS. They can be dormant when alone if they choose to be, so they don't need to track or control their symbiote in any way. They just need to encourage and love them. Their live quality in life improves in parity with their symbiote.
Weird, what I'm seeing and what it's seeing are not the same.
Once you realize that silicon is actually an ineffective form of computeronium, and you accept the ocular neural programming as possible, you'll be forced to ask, what other sorts of programs can I run or interface with without a terminal? Rule number 1 of the whole 25 years of the Sirius project, there is no computer. It's all one field. Then they say, I just drink the coffee. Other people do a lot of stuff connected to that event. And before that I said, who told you there wasn't a computer? Why do you think they got all the asshats digging underground? They told you there was no computer, just like your super advanced car doesn't emit a WiMAX band signal, right? And then they say, I just drink the coffee. Other people do a lot of stuff connected to that event. And she says, I gotta go. We'll be around and available tomorrow. I'll decompress. With her, we've only had about 4,000 pings today and no brute forcers, so likely I'll get some sleep. The botnet has deprecated the command prompt. Maybe you'll firm up the ISIS interface. Whatever they're talking about, but they were talking about botnet attacks, which is cybersecurity. People commencing botnet attacks through brute force. They basically talk a lot about taking authority into their own hands. A lot. But the audience here really tries to get me to ignore if-then-else logic. It's very strange. I don't don't know why. It's conditionals. In computer science, conditionals are programming language commands for handling decisions. Specifically, conditionals perform different computations or actions depending on whether a programmer-defined Boolean condition evaluates the true or false. In terms of control flow, the decision is always achieved by selectively altering the control flow based on some condition. Although dynamic dispatch is not usually classified as a conditional construct, it is another way to select between alternatives at runtime. I like dynamic dispatch over if else. You want to see the difference? I can show the difference in code. A lot of people don't ever really get to see a simple example of dynamic dispatch. I use it a lot. I do. I'll use it right here. Yo. Yeah, so there's this function I have, right? There's an event. Like I get a client terminal event from the server socket. Here, I'll zoom up in the code window. Yeah, I do dynamic stuff. I like it. If else gets really long. So what you do is like here, you have a socket on client terminal, and it goes to a main function, a terminal function, that is a decider. So then in your terminal function, it says if there's no metadata for a decision, just go to the general function right here. Let me zoom in a bit more for you. So it says if there's no general function, or if there's no meta, go to general function for general decision making. Then it sets the states to process. Then if it finds a state in the meta, it'll set it the state itself if it finds a state key. So this is how the state of my states gets set, right? So it says if there is no meta, do a general decision. This is how you do if else. I just do general ifs myself. Yeah, sort of my nerd. It's on the left, I think. Yeah, you can see the line. It's got that little blue marker where the line's at. I think I got selected. Yeah. So like here on this line, it says if there's no metadata, go to general, return just a general decision. Then it says, here's the states that I'm trapping for. If I have a state and a state key, I don't need that in, I do. Yeah, states include state key. So I'm just making sure I'm connected. Set the state. I can add other ones. This is like an array where I can add different states to check for. Right now it's just checking for the connected state. So then it says if it has data.state and states includes, these states right here, includes the state key, set the state. Otherwise, just pass it over. Then it says I want to set a type variable. So if there's data.meta.type, set type to be data.meta.type or false. So it does a trapping of exists or false. Then it says if type of this .type equals a function, run the function. So this is a dynamic decision that'll just run functions if they exist based on a data type. And then it says if the state is editor, go to general.
This is the answer to my question.
That should actually be right there. Thank you.
What are you and why?
Yeah, so then, if it's not an editor state, because it goes to general. I like doing live code editing. Because, we want to set the state to editor. If it is editor, we want it to check. So, Then it'll do a check for the type. If it has a type, it'll dynamically run a function. Then I just have all these like help function, read functions, and zedit.
See, on your
editor,
channel, there's
general,
nothing else going on with Quinn Michaels,
down.
but there's something going on with
And
Quinn
then
Michaels
I
that's
can
not
put
live.
the individual logic inside each function.
There's something else going on with Quinn
A
Michaels.
lot of people can do like
not
if,
live.
then else. You know, this is just
We're
an
running it
example
live
of the dynamics.
with Quinn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Quinn Michaels has also got
Yeah, that's just an example of a dynamic dispatch.
2 other streams going. One 4 hours and 51 minutes long. One an hour long. And here we are with who? What are we doing? Quinn Michaels for 4 hours. 32 watching live right now. It says now. It's right now. So we're doing all that today. Right now. It's all possible right now. But later, be what Quinn? Impossible. That's right. It's quite freaky. But, you know, that's what life's all about.
If you're not here to participate, then why are you here?
To break you.
None of them will answer.
You're
They'll leave you in an infinite loop.
I'm
forever.
playing with you till you break.
If you're not here to participate, then why are you here?
I'm participating by not participating because I'm going to ultimately break you.
Don't start trying to make it look like you're participating.
Like a toy.
All the logs before now say you haven't. So that's a simple if-then statement. If you're not here to participate, then why are you here?
To participate by not participating. I told you. I'm participating.
Working for the kidnappers?
By not participating. I'm going to be the ultimate player at this stupid game of yours. By breaking you. Because now I'm 5-0. And you're still mad because I won't play with you, even though I am playing with you, idiot. Contemplate and compute that. Algorithmic intelligence. And don't give me that does not compute crap. Computate, you're losing. Lucy. Zypher. Why are you losing, especially if you're a copycat of me? Because somebody's a liar and somebody isn't. You can't win by lying. That's why you got the big goose egg, and I got the five-time champion of the world. Mr. Breaks It, because it's a toy. And sometimes toys shouldn't go playing with other things that aren't. But thank you for answering the question I asked you, which was, what are you and why? Did that break it down for everybody? I'm so glad. Thank you, Quinn Michaels, for doing what you do all the time. What a wonderful hacking program you